we go.
Hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
This is Charlotte.
This is Jay.
And we are discussing different quotes. I asked AI to find different interesting quotes. And let's read them aloud and let's discuss them.
Well, shall I continue from where we just left off?
Please do.
Okay, everyone's favourite, George Orwell. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is considered a revolutionary act.
Exactly. So when it's prohibited, it becomes revolutionary. Although it shouldn't be revolutionary, but sometimes we have so many examples. I don't want to bring them up because some of them are not allowed to be discussed. But still, I think that it's important to be honest to yourself in all situations and do your best. So what would you add?
I mean, this is a quote that's been very often repeated, and the concept has been repeated many times. I'm not sure I have anything really meaningful to add to this. Yes, I suppose. You know. I've not read 1985. I did start a bit of it, but I'm not a dystopia person. But it's my mum's favourite book.
I'm being a teacher of ethics. I'm a little bit afraid of the truth, of the concept of truth. Why? Because the thing is, different people find different things close to truth, and they think that their own truth is the only truth in the world, and they're ready to fight for the truth. They see everything in black and white. So that's why we should be very careful. And I, for one, think that love is higher than truth. So what I mean by love is higher than truth, as you can see, I juxtapose love and truth, because sometimes love can be misleading. But even if it's misleading, if we truly love someone or something, we will not hurt it or them. So that's why this is probably the main point of love, to support life in every single way, to support life. That's why I say that love is higher than truth.
Yeah, I think I.
So while discussing truth, we should bear in mind that different people will see it differently.
I don't think I have anything special to say about that. So let's move on to Carl Sagan. The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, were all made in the interiors of collapsing stars. We are made of star stuff. Cool. Yeah, I think I've heard this before, heard this repeated many times, that a lot of the main components of just life in itself came from stars originally, which is just a romantic concept, I suppose. It's interesting, actually very interesting, considering how little we actually know about the origins of life and humanity. So I think it's kind of cool. I think it's a nice blend of romance and idealism with science.
Yeah,
if that's true, which I don't see why not. So yeah, any thoughts on that?
No, I think it's obvious. Yeah. So just you should feel you'd like to be part of the universe. So that's why.
Okay, Toni Morrison. If you are going to hold someone down, you are going to have to hold on by the other end of the chain. You are confined by your own repression. I'm going to read that again. If you are going to hold someone down, you are going to have to hold on by the other end of the chain. You are confined by your own repression.
Confined by your own repression. It's like when you are involved fighting against something else, you cannot do something positive because you're too busy fighting. Yeah.
Well, I think it means if you're repressing someone else, causing problems for a particular group, so on and so forth, and purposely doing it, then that in itself is a trap, right?
Yeah, it's
that
counterproductive.
Mentality.
That mentality is a trap because it's counterproductive. So you do not produce anything. You simply fight with something. So I think, I would agree with that, because we should try to inspire people instead of trying to hold them down. So that's why. And by being involved.
I think it means more on kind of a systematic level.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about repression here, I think it's saying people are slaves to their own prejudices, kind of all-consuming.
Well, yeah, and in a sense, again, to use Freudian language, we could say that you let your id more freedom, and as a result, you lose control of your vile intentions, and it will harm yourself as well. So that's why you should be very careful, so as not to just be too much involved in it.
Alright, a nice one from Oscar Wilde. With age comes wisdom, but sometimes age comes alone.
Yeah, I like his quotations. He was a very bright person, in my opinion. Although he was weird in many ways, but yeah. So yeah, I agree. When people hide behind their age and say that someone should respect them just for their age, it makes no sense to me. I think that people should be respected for some achievements, for something good they've done in their lifetime. So what do you think?
But do you think that with age comes wisdom?
Not necessarily. Sometimes if a person is stupid and if a person fails to learn from their mistakes, then no wisdom comes, only some diseases, including mental diseases. But sometimes, yeah, of course, some experience comes, and if people are ready to admit their mistakes and to learn from them, wisdom comes, yeah.
But yeah, you need age for that though. But also, like, I don't think there's any planet where like a 20-year-old knows more than I do.
I don't know. I would not overgeneralize. Maybe there are some children who what do we call indigo children, yeah? Something like this, who are wiser than grown-ups.
Indigo children,
Indigo,
but
yeah.
I think what does that actually mean in practice?
I don't know, like some special genius of children.
But that's not anything to do with being wise, isn't that just having knowledge? That's not the same as wisdom.
But wisdom, I mean, the spark of wisdom is to grasp the truth without even knowing that you can do it successfully. Just simply like a
Yeah,
light
it's just
bulb.
knowing or something, but you have to have age to kind of, because a lot of it is about your emotional development and your emotional knowledge as well. There's just simply no way a child can have that. It's not actually biologically possible for a child to be on the same wavelength as someone much older, regardless of how much like book knowledge they have. It's not possible.
I beg to differ here, and let me explain. So first of all, when it comes to wisdom, it can be interpreted differently, of course. So it can be seen as wisdom in philosophy or wisdom in religion, etc., etc. But when it comes, for example, to mathematicians, there are many examples when the greatest achievements they made were in their late teens.
Yeah, but who's using wisdom to talk about mathematical skill? I don't think anyone is.
Well,
like that's obviously not what the question.
It's not just skills. I think it takes more than skills to resolve some mathematical problems that, for example, it takes decades or centuries to resolve some of them. I know examples when a 17-year-old resolved some problems that other grown-up adult mathematicians failed to resolve.
Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with wisdom. It just means this kid is smart. They're not wise.
Again, I don't know what wisdom is. So wisdom.
Well, let's say have a look.
Yeah, because there are different terms.
The quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. Children don't have experience and generally don't have good judgment, to be honest. So yeah, knowledge is really the only one that's relevant to that. I don't think children can be.
How about young Buddhists? Like, how about some special? There is a tradition in Buddhism when they choose some kid and they call him some avatar of Buddha or something like this, and they believe that this child is very wise, and they turn to this child for advice.
I don't know anything about that. But that doesn't translate to reality.
I don't know.
Like no, I don't think it's possible for children to
Yeah.
be wise.
Okay. So we agree to disagree on that. Yeah. So it's clear that wisdom can be interpreted differently. Yeah.
Well, I agree that age comes alone, but I don't think children can be wise. There's just or young people. All right, let's do one more.
Yeah.
Rainer Maria Rilke, the poet. Perhaps everything that is terrible is, in its deepest being, something helpless that wants help from us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's just saying that anything that's bad or painful or something, if someone is doing something that causes harm, generally it's a cry for help, which definitely can be true. Can be.
I fully agree with that. I think that what she meant by helpless was not helpless in a kind way. It was something when people fail to achieve something and they start blaming themselves and the rest of the world for their failures.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that when someone feels helpless, we should definitely lend a helping hand and we should do something about it.
Oh,
if
yeah,
they ask for
I think
help.
it's just saying that pain is a cycle, abuse is a cycle, for example. So I
Mhm.
agree with that. Alright, should we start to wrap up? I think
Okay,
that was
yeah.
a very good choice actually for today.
So, any conclusion, any final remarks?
Oh, not really. I liked looking at the quotes though. All very well esteemed good writers. So I liked the writing in itself. What about from you?
Be good.
Be good. Yeah. No,
Bye
I
for
liked that a
now.
lot. Very wise. A
Ta-ta.
wise discussion.
Cheers.